Very good morning, students. Let's start our new lesson. What is the new lesson name? India, culture and heritage. So, in these lessons, we are going to read about our culture, about our heritage. Now, what is this cultures? I have written here cultures, monuments, clothes, language, dance, music. So, it has written the shortcuts. So, what is the cultures characteristic? Monuments. We have many monuments are there. Yes or no? Old buildings. They are showing the old buildings. Then clothes. Peoples in ancient time, medieval time, the peoples were wearing the during this time the peoples were wearing the different types of the clothes. Yes or no? Even still now we are wearing the different types of the clothes also. The Maharashtrian peoples are wearing the different types of the clothes. The Kerala peoples are wearing the different types of the clothes. If you will go to the Jammu Kashmir, they will wear the different types of the clothes. So and if you go Gujarat, they will also wear the different type of the clothes. Then language, we have the different types of the language. The Marathi people will speak the Marathi language. Kannada people will speak the Kannada, Tamil. Yes or no? Gujarati, Manipuri, Bengali, Oriya, Orissa. Yes, many languages were there. You can speak them. Dance, music. Every state has their different types of the dance, different types of the music, and we love the music and also dance. So this is called the cultures. Heritage. We will discuss about in this psychoculture, political, economic development. So in this discussion we will learn how the people have developed, what they were the political and economic conditions, or how they had done the development in their for their self and for their societies. Okay. Now, just we are going to read that one. Culture and heritage. Open your page number 156. 156 and paragraph number first. See, you already know that culture refers to the customs, beliefs, arts, language, dance, music, etc. So I have written here all the things. It also reflects the way of living of the people. Culture of a place and time is reflected in the monuments built by the people, the clothes they wear, the language they speak or write, their dance, music, etc. India is a vast country where the culture not only varies from region to region but also community to community. As studied earlier, people of different regions may wear different clothes, follow different religions, eat different food, etc. See, what I given lecture, so same thing they are given here something. See, whatever the culture of a place and time is reflected in the monuments built by the peoples. So we can understand by the what the peoples has made for their buildings. From there we can understand. They wear the clothes. The clothes they wear. What type of the clothes they wear? The language, which language they can speak or write. Their dance, music. So our Indian country is various from the region to regions and also community to community. We are wearing the different types of the clothes. We can speaking the different types of the language. We can also know the different religions, and also we can eat the different types of food. Maharashtra people like to eat the bhakri and dhesa. Yes, everyone's like, even I like also bhakri, dhesa, and then we need onion also. So this is our culture. So I am not saying it's bad. It's our cultures. The Maharashtrian people are like to eat that one. If you go to the Gujarat people will eat the dosas. Not they will eat the khakra. They are saying khakra. Yes or no? They are eating that one. Then if you go to the Kerala, that people are eating only the fish and the rice. So they like that. They like that food. So every state has a different type of the culture and also different types of eating habits. So they like that one, their cultures. Heritage. Heritage refers to things that are inherited from the past, psychoculture, political and economic developments, tradition of the past, etc. have remained dynamic amongst that the people they have been passed down for generation to generation. So these all the things. One, psychoculture, political, economic developments and traditions they had given to generations. Yes or no? Now my forefather, what they were doing, they had given the same things to me, to my father has given to the same things to me only. Yes or no? So these are our the cultures, political and economic developments has came from generation to the generations. Heritage can be material or non-material. So this heritage can be material or non-material. What are the material heritage and non-material heritage? Material heritage is what? Buildings, statues, monuments, books, buildings, etc. Now see, I will read that one. Material heritage refers to the buildings, statues, monuments, books, paintings, etc. which tell us about the culture of the time. So from there, buildings, statues, monuments, books, paintings, etc. So it can give us message about the culture of that the time. So what type of the cultures on these times? So whatever the cultures of their time, so like that only they had made their buildings, statues, monuments and the big paintings. If you go to the Ajanta Beirut, you can see that the upside pictures are there. On the side wall also there are the pictures. From that the picture also we can understand what type of the clothes that people were wearing. Yes or no? From the monuments also we can understand what type of the people who were there. And the statues and also from books. In that books also some books were there in ancient times. Some of the scholars has came in India, or from the Indian also some of the scholars are there. They have written some of the books. From that the books also we can understand that the culture of our India. Non-material heritage. Non-material heritage consists of those traditional customs, values, rituals, tales, language, music, dance that have passed from one generation to another through oral sources. So this one, non-material heritage. Traditional customs, what are the traditional customs were there? Values, rituals, tales, language, music, dance. So these all are oral sources. It came to the generation to generation. Our forefathers also has not said that one. You have to wear the turbans. But turban means feta. Our old grandfather or their grandfather or their fathers, they were wearing the turbans. Nowadays we are not wearing. But it has a generation. Yes or no? They have not said to us, you have to wear the turbans. But how they are wearing the turbans, we have seen and we have learned that the turbans. Then also you have to see the tales and language. No one has said to us, you have to speak the English language, you have to speak Marathi or Hindi. What's our father or mother, they were speaking the language in our homes. From there we can understand that one. This is called the orally. Our mother and father not said, we are speaking the Hindi or Marathi, you have to speak the English always. No. We observe them, we learn that the language from them orally. Orally we have to learn. Yes or no? Papa, Mummy, Azoba, Haji. These words we have learned from the orally. Then music and dance. We learn music. If you go in the travel sites, travel means yes or no? They have the different types of the music and they learn by the orally only. Still now some Banjara people who are there, when the Holis will come there, do you know Holi? That time they are playing some of the tablas or drums, something, musical instrument they were taking and they were making the dance. And their children have observing to them, and from that observing they are learning that these sources and this culture. Okay, let's go front. You have already studied about the different festivals, yes, religions, food, clothing of people in India. In this chapter, we shall study in brief about the literature, painting, performing arts, art and architecture of India. So already you have to study about the different type of the religion, different type of the foods, different type of the clothes, how the people were wearing the different type of clothes, what they were eating, the different types of foods, or what are their festivals, how they were celebrating, yes or no, what are their traditional customs, all things you have learned already. Now, this all we will do study, but in the brief. What we will study? The literature, paintings, performing arts, and art and architecture. These all the things we will study briefly. So first one is the literature. Literature is what? Poems, songs, ballads, chants. Now what is ballads? You know, katha, some of the katha, sangraha. Some of the Maharaj are standing in front of they are giving the lectures to the audience. That's called the ballads. Okay, katha, sangraha. And chants. Chants means what? Morning time saying, Mummy, okay, go out on the terrace and do some of the yogas. We are going and we are closing our hands. We are saying, oh, yes or no? This is called the chants. Okay, understood? Let's go literature. Language, whether written or oral, plays a very significant role in passing the culture from generation to another. Language, whatever that, whether it is the written or the oral, but it is a significant passings to the from generation to the generation. India's material or non-material heritage in terms of language and literature is one of the richest in the world. So India's material heritage and non-material heritage, it is the richest in India, because in India you can get the variety of the knowledge of that the material and the non-material heritage. Culture was transmitted through words or mouth from one generation to another before writing was introduced. So this culture has introduced to their generations by mouth also, and by also writing also. These oral traditions such as poems, songs, ballad, chants, etc. So what are the oral traditions over there? Which one? Poems, songs, ballad, chants. These are the orals. And Panchatantra, Jakata, some of the stories are there. Na? These are the written sources. See, Panchatantra and Zakata, the famous collection of stories, are two famous examples among others. So these are the orally sources. Which one? Poems, songs, ballad, chants, and this Panchatantra and Zakata is the written sources. Written literature such as the Sangam literature and Pali has shed immense light of Indian cultures. The birth of Sanskrit language has enriched Indian literature to great extent. So, written literature as the Sangam literature and Pali. So, before the languages were there, Sangam literatures and the Pali languages. Still now, some people are using the Pali languages. Still now, if you go in the college levels or college sites, there still now some colleges are there. They can teach the Pali language. So, this is the light of Indian culture. So, from that we can understand our Indian cultures also. The birth of Sanskrit language has enriched Indian literature to a great extent. So nowadays Sanskrit language, no one has learning the Sanskrit language. It's very bad for us, because mostly the schools has cut the Sanskrit language. But it was very good languages to understand that one. Yes. Now paintings. Everyone's like to do the painting. Now learn about the paintings. Painting as an art form originated way before man learned to read and write. So before to reading or writing, the people has learned to paintings. Everyone's like, if you give to the brush or pencil to the small students, he can draw. If you sit with him, or if you drawing something on the paper, he will also do the same things. He will try to do the same things with you, and also he will draw some things. Teramera, he will do that one. So that's why they are saying painting is an art form originated way before man learned to read and write. So before man learning to reading and writing is learning painting. As a cave dweller, man painted in caves in which he took shelter. So before ancient peoples, they were taking the shelters, they were living in the caves. So in the caves, what they were doing? That time there was no TV, no mobiles, no any extra games. So how they were wasting their time, how they are spending their time to the others. Okay, how much time we will took the others? Sometime 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. And what subjects we will talk? After talking, we will feel bored, we will sleep. And how many times and how much time we will sleep? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours, 10 hours we will not sleep. Yes or no? So how they were spending their times? So what that time these peoples were doing the paintings. Wherever they were living in the caves, they were doing the paintings in the caves. Painting is one of the finest arts that give beautiful expressions to man, thoughts and feelings. So from the paintings also we can understand that the feelings and also our thoughts. What I have done in my thoughts, I have to draw some of the natural pictures. So what I will draw that one? I will draw the sun, I will draw some mountains, I will take one of the rivers here to that the mountains, some trees I will make, and one of the small house I will draw there. So this is called the nature pictures. So what I have thought, what thoughts in my mind will come, I will draw that one. If I want to draw their horse or some of the pigeons or some of the hens, some of the buffaloes, I will draw also that also things. Yes or no? Indian paintings date back to the period for which we have no written evidence. So there was no written evidence when our India has started the paintings. There is no any evidence because no one knows when the people have started to the paintings. Caves of the Kembur range of central India and Wind Hills house some of the oldest Indian paintings. So if you go in the places, Kembur range of central India and Wind Hills house, so you will get their oldest Indian paintings. Although the paintings found in the different regions of India very different from each other. Indian paintings can be broadly classified into the miniature painting or mural paintings. Now what is miniature paintings? Miniature paintings are painting made on paper, clothes, etc. So miniature painting is that painting they can draw some things on paper or clothes. So which one you are drawing on the paper, that is called the miniature paintings. Whereas mural paintings are paintings that are directly painted on walls or ceilings. So mural paintings is that paintings you can draw on the walls or directly on that ceilings. Yes or no? If you go to the Ajanta Gallery, you will see that all the mural paintings on the upside. Okay? So today we have to be stopped up to the here only. So tomorrow we will go to the front. Okay? Now up to there you have to stay at home and do the study and write some things. Right? You have to write this one in your notebook so you can understand. This lesson is very easy. Okay? Up to there. Bye-bye.